see the way they hate. And I know better than to listen to the people who are calling us names. I can feel the sunlight shining.
Well, good morning, everyone. My name's Brian, and today is Wednesday, May 29th, 2024, and this is episode 708 of the Lots Project podcast, and it's titled Supermarket Sweep. I'll be chatting about a trip to the grocery store with Kori, my shed project update, a surprise, and a little bit of an apology due. A little bit of an apology, but nothing crazy. But before that, let's check out the live chat. See who's hanging out in the coffee crew. Grab a cup, and we will hang out for about an hour. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everyone doing? Pip in early 420, 420, 421. Oh, wait, 421. Pip says brewing a pot of GSD coffee while looking at the forklift that doesn't start. Coincidentally, 1 minute after salad time. Good morning, Clark. How we doing? Up early to drive to Manitoba to pick up a trailer. Figured I heard what Brian has to talk about today. Probably nonsense and gibberish, but thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. I missed you back from the time change came around and you didn't show up. It's like when the guy accidentally watched gay porn and he just waited for the guys to keep showing or the girls to keep showing up and they never showed up. Good morning, Pip. Good morning, Jim. How we doing, Pip? Pickle Pete, thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it as always. That's me there. Good morning, K-Bonk. Man, it's been a sideways morning so far. Rewilder Life, good morning, Mike's Homestead. Thanks for stopping. Appreciate you all coming in. Rewilder Life says, I'm so sore, so much work. I'm okay. You were wondering if I'd be able to walk today. I actually popped right out of bed. I was spry and ready to go. I'm wondering if it'll come and catch up to me about 9 o'clock this morning or not, but I will. I'll give a reason why I might be a little extra sore today when I give the shed update. But yeah, anyway, what's in the cup today? I got more of that Ethiopian, the light Ethiopian that's fantastic from Food Forest Farms. If you haven't gone and checked it out, I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what's wrong with you. Either you don't like coffee, maybe you don't live in the U.S. I mean, there are some legitimate reasons, I guess. Clark says comparing the Lost Project to gay porn. Yeah, I mean, we can compare and contrast to a lot of things. But that Ethiopian light is fantastic. It is a fantastic price for the product. The product is, if you subscribe to value for value, the value you get out of Food Forest Farms with the customer service, with the product, with the free shipping, it far outweighs the price. So definitely go check it out. That's full price. It definitely outweighs the full price. You can always get 5% off with LOTS 5, LOTS 5 at checkout. LOTS 5 permanent coupon code over there at Food Forest Farms. And if you're a first-time user of a code, you can use LOTS 10, LOTS 10. LOTS 10 will get you 10% off. Oh, and Pickle Pete says free music too over at the site. I'm talking about coffee, dude. I'm talking about coffee. You can get free music anywhere. You can't get your coffee anywhere but foodforestfarms.com. Lots 5, lots 10, discount. Head on over. Sipping Honduran from Food Forest Farms. K-Bonk is into the Honduran this morning. Nice. I have a sample that I have to try. I was waiting for a better mug, and I might as well get into that right now. So when stuff started to really spiral out of control with Walter, and it wasn't long. It was a couple days worth of shenanigans that we quickly put an end to, and then separated the boys until ultimately we had to put them down. But the morning that really started things going sideways, he was he was laying under our table out there. Kori and I have used a folding plastic table since we rearranged the camper. Since we knew we were sticking around, since we knew we didn't want to buy another kitchen table for the camper, and she took the table we were using in the main room for her office, we just use a 4-foot folding plastic like camping table. And it works. I mean, it works for what it is. We're not fancy by any means. So it works. And so the dogs insisted on laying under it. All of them. Multiple at times. Multiple sometimes. It's only a 4-foot long table, 2-foot wide. They didn't fit under it, but they insisted on being under there. Not just one. All three of them, just for some reason, they wanted to be enclosed in there. It's like the comfort thing. So for a long time, they would all lay under there. That morning, Walter decided he was going to go after one of his brothers, and he shot up. And usually they would crouch as they came out, and they would never touch the table. I was always concerned they were going to flip it over. Well, it happened. Walter basically flipped the table over when he went to go after one of his brothers, and I lost my Toolman Tim mug. I think I mentioned it before. That's why I was using this. Plugsy hit the dirt. Plugsy's still around, but I don't know. I don't know if he's going to like this new mug. I think I'm going to be in search of a new mug. Well, I didn't know what I wanted as far as a new mug. I'd used that Toolman Tim mug. I really liked it. It was I liked the size. I liked the feel of it. And I was selling camping mugs, which I assumed were the same as Tim's mug. I assumed, which is bad on me. When I made the listing, when I made the Printify product, I looked at the product description. I felt that it was the same as the one I had. I was obviously wrong, but I never ordered one because I didn't have room for another mug. Like, I get one mug and a backup mug and then a travel mug. That's what I get. That's what I'm allotted in my space. Sometimes they come and go in passing. If I get an extra one here and there, and then they go away. They break often if they're not a quality mug in the camper. So with the Tillman Tim mug making a exit, I thought I would order one of my own Bitcoin supply formula mugs. I've sold a handful, dozen maybe at most, here and there. But I had never ordered one because I didn't have room for it. Well, I ordered it. I was excited. I'm excited. I was excited. I ordered it. It took like a week to show up, and I went and got it yesterday. It showed up at Jamie's. And so I picked it up, and I picked up the box. And I was like, man, that's really light. And I'm looking at the box, and I'm like, that's a really small box. Man, they must have really packed it in there. It fits really tight. I pulled it out. I pulled it out of the box, and I have to apologize to anybody that bought it. Now, it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm not giving discount or giving refunds or anything at this point. I haven't sold one in quite a while, but it was tiny. I think it's like an 8-ounce, maybe a 6-ounce mug. This is like your typical espresso mug, and it's metal. It's like which isn't horrible. Like, it's not bad for here. It won't be bad like having out at the property to not bust up. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get a shine on it. Okay, so let me get this changed here. Okay, so here is the mug. That's the supply formula for Bitcoin. Right on the side there. And on the back, I got the B, the Bitcoin B. It is what it is. It's tiny. So here is my standard 12 ounce, and there is my new mug. If I went and got the Toolman Tim mug, it is quite big. It is quite big. So I'm on the search for another mug. I'm not gonna throw it out. I'm not gonna throw it out by any means. It'll work. It'll have its place. I'm sure it'll have its place. maybe not even as a coffee mug, maybe as something else. I don't know. But yeah, I was hoping that it's more than 6 ounces, K-Bonk. I think it's an 8-ounce mug. I'll have to go back and look at the listing, but I was Pickle Pete says coffee cups are 6 ounces, British math. Whatever, I can barely get my 2 fingers in it. I'm gonna have to stretch her out. just wiggle it a little bit. It'll be okay. It'll go in. Yeah, so that was disappointing. I mean, it holds liquid. It holds liquid. It will probably make my coffee last a little longer. I'll drink it a little faster. I don't know what's gonna happen, but yes, I was disappointed. I sighed when I looked at it and kind of chuckled, and I was like, "Yeah, go figure." So I'm gonna be adjusting that. Maybe trying to find a better mug. I don't know. I do still sell the regular 12-ounce coffee mugs, the ceramic coffee mugs. But this camping mug, when I picked that one, I don't think it transferred well. So Pickle Pete says keeps coffee hotter. Yeah, and that's the thing is like in the bigger mug, I would wait till the top, and I actually would end up only filling it halfway. I just like the bigger mug in my hand. I like the bigger base of the mug on the table. I'm clumsy. I don't pay attention sometimes, and I spill shit. I can see this mug probably tipping. So we'll see. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I need a well, Pickle Pete says June 15th ain't too far away. I got you. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what shows up. We'll see what I use on the show. Maybe it'll become a thing. I wouldn't mind when we have the cabin maybe having oh, Kori's gonna kill me if she hears this from the back. You gotta stop listening for a minute, okay? I might have like 7 hooks or something in the cabin in my room, maybe for my 7 days of the week, my coffee mugs. So what's that? She said I can do whatever I want in my room. Oh, Pickle Pete says, do you want a 16-ounce vac tumbler? Is that like this thing? Anything that's metal, I'm more a ceramic guy. I felt like when I used Kori said it's because it was stained with tea, because I did drink tea out of this quite a bit. But it feels, I don't necessarily like the taste out of the metal. I don't know if it's different, if it reacts or something like that. Rewilder Life says you need that for live podcast. Well, and that's what I was thinking. That's what I'm thinking. I could have a cup of the day or something. I don't know. I just can't do it in the camper because I don't have room to store. These mugs that I have, let alone 7 or 5. So Pickle Pete says stainless affects the taste. So yeah, no metal. This enamel doesn't seem bad. Oh man, I'm like dripping all over myself. This is fantastic. Pickle Pete says I can taste paper cups. Oh man, like Starbucks and Caribou. Starbucks and Caribou, I could always taste the wax on the inside of the cup. It was almost like it was almost to the melting point where a little bit of that flavor would come off. K-Bonk says, I like Pickle Pete's Pacific Northwest PNWS mug. Pacific Northwest mugs? I don't know. Oh, I had a C4 mug or a Food Forest Farms mug, C4 mug that bit the dust that fell out of the cupboard on a journey one time. So yeah, it happens. We go through a lot of mugs. in the camper. So hopefully when we land out at the cabin, it will get better. Let's see what's on the list today. That's my new coffee cup. I'm gonna try to struggle through it. If I don't spill as much on me as I get in my mouth, that'll be great. Oh, K-Bonk says Food Forest Farms mug. Yeah, they are nice. They are definitely nice. I've drank my share out of a Food Forest Farms mug. Actually, my first image that was internet. Man, Elon's been having a rough time. Elon has definitely been having a rough time. We lost internet last night for a while. I eventually got a message. It was like, we have a network outage as I'm checking the app, but I can't get signal. But somehow they beamed me a message that they were having issues and they were looking into it. And then I all of a sudden had to do a software update. So I don't know. I think the property owner might have moved the satellite when he did the lawn last time, and I wasn't around. Did you help him with that, or did he do it on his own? Oh, interesting. I thought maybe it got moved and was catching the edge of the trees, but I don't know. I don't know. Just more of a reason to get up in the hills and out on the property and get it up in the air where it's got a clear view of the sky. So be dropping trees. Talk about dropping trees a little bit in just a little bit, but before that, I wanted to talk about something that happened the same day as I lost my plug. Um, um, wait a second. Pickle P says, I'm delivering a Starlink out to trail camp today. Now I can spend the night and still do my show. Have a good to have a supportive boss. Oh, that's nice. Interesting. Um, yeah. So the day I was talking about that Walter flipped the table and broke the mug and eventually ended up going after his brothers again, to his ultimate demise. Kori and I, she took the rest of the day off. After the morning fiasco, she was a little shaken. And so she took the day off and she went to town with me. So it was my normal town day to go do laundry, do groceries, do whatever, running around and come home. I normally do it by myself. I have my routine. I am a very routine person. I like to do things that make sense in my brain, in the order that makes sense, the way that it makes sense. And once I'm doing it that way and it's efficient and I can get it done, I don't see the need to change it. Laundry is what it is. I use the same washers. I use the same dryers if I can. If they're occupied, I'm not so ridiculous that I can't change it up and move around, but it does throw me for a little bit of a loop. I like to put it on cruise control and run through my day and think about 100 different things while I'm doing it, because laundry doesn't take that much attention. Grocery shopping doesn't take that much attention, especially when you have a list. And so that's kind of like my some of my thinking time, some of my working time. I might not be able to be occupied somewhere else and do something somewhere else, but I can at least be thinking about stuff and not have to concentrate on what I'm doing. Menial tasks. So Kori comes with me and she she's come with I think twice, maybe one, maybe this was the second time. She had been with me before for sure, so she knew kind of the routine at the laundromat, and she just hangs out. I tell her I got it. This just hang out. I can figure it out. It's not hard. We are able to use large washers, so it's like 2 washers, dog stuff and our stuff, and then dryers and folding and whatever. And so we go and we do laundry and we're hanging out. I had the list. I was prepared to go by myself. She had made the grocery list, and that's the way it works. Is she makes a list and I buy what's on the list, and if it's not on the list, I don't get it. It really, really curbs impulse buying. It helps with the food budget. It works. She's separated. She thinks about she thinks about what she's making, because she cooks in the evening. That's part of the stuff she does. I get to change the toilet. She gets to cook dinner. I mean, I've contemplated switching with her, but I don't like to cook that much at the end of the day. So I suck it up and change the shitter every once in a while. But anyway, had the list done because she wasn't planning on going, and this was a change up. So she was just along for the ride. And I was looking at it like that. Well, one thing when Kori goes to the grocery store is that she told me that when she goes, she likes to go up and down every aisle and browse at things to find out what they have at the grocery store. This is her logic and her reasoning to me why we need to take our time and go up and down every aisle, even though I know where everything on the list is, because it's relatively the same all the time. And I've been around that Kroger so many times, I really just know where it is. She doesn't even put the list in order, and I can scan the list going in the door and know where I gotta stop and where I gotta go. So there's several aisles I don't even go down. I don't look at. I just go get what I need on the list. And so we walked in, and she starts kind of browsing around in the vegetable stuff, and I walk over and I grab the onion and I grab the avocados and I grab the tomato and I put them in the cart, and I take the cart and I start walking away to go to the next thing, and I turn around and she's back like looking at the apples. I'm like, hey, the next thing on the list is down here. And so I start driving away. K-Box says deal shopping, Kori. No. She wasn't looking for deals. She's just looking for new shit.
Every store has different stuff.
She says every store has different stuff. It's the same store every time I go. And so she's sitting over there. Hey, Jim over on Noster, I appreciate you stopping over there. I really need to get more monitors up here so I can monitor all these comments, because I really feel bad when I miss them. Rewilder Life says window shopping inside the windows. And so I turned around. I'm like, hey, the tortillas are this way. And she's like, I know, I'm just looking at stuff. I'm like, all right. And so we go and we keep going, and this keeps happening. And I'm like, come on, let's go. Pickle Pieces. He likes to find new stuff. Wilder Life says a Kori, Pickle Pete, and Rachel shopping trip sounds like a blast. Especially if you guys hang out with Pickle Pete before. You'd be wandering around like zombies. Anyway, so I have to tell you, the time before Kori went with me grocery shopping. Now, this is a full week grocery shopping. This is enough for Kori and I to get through, minus a few staples that we keep around here that we buy elsewhere, but mainly our grocery supplies for the week. And we don't have a lot of room for extra storage, especially in the fridge and the freezer. So a lot of the cold stuff we just get weekly. I timed how long it took me from the time I opened the truck door in the parking lot till the time I closed the truck door after returning the cart to the cart stall was 17 minutes. That included going in, doing all the shopping, waiting in line, checking out, going out, putting the stuff in the truck, putting the cold stuff in the cooler, shutting the door, returning the cart, and back into the truck in 17 minutes. For a week's worth of groceries. I think that's pretty efficient. I think that's worth the time spent. I'm not running in the store. I'm pleasant to people. I don't like rush. Pickle Pete says cleanup on the candy aisle would be needed. So I efficiently move about the store because I know where the shit is. I pre-look at the list before I get there. I look at the list as I go in. I have a pen and I cross things off. I rarely have to backtrack in the store just because I do it every week. Like I know the store. I could tell you where everything we get is, and we get relatively the same shit every week. We just switch up what days we have it on, which is fine. We have a few core meals that we really like. And so 17 minutes is what I usually do. Mike says that's pretty anal. Jim says I don't want to curbside on anything cold or produce. I gotta go look at myself. I don't mind. Like I wouldn't do curbside. I don't need to. It's 17 minutes for my grocery shopping. And so I go in and I'm walking around with Kori and she's like she's like, let's go down this aisle. And I'm like, there's nothing down that aisle we need. There's nothing down that aisle we need. And she's like, yeah, but maybe we will need something down there. And I said, will you put it on the list and I will tell you if they have it here. I will tell you if it's around. So I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. First of all, I just need to make sure that she's working somewhere doing something or occupied on grocery day to make sure that the grocery day is efficient. But she said, you remind me of did you watch Supermarket Sweep when you were a kid? And which I did. I watched it like every day. It was the fantastic show where they ran around the supermarket. She's like, you would win that show. And that's a compliment to me. What's that? Dogs are making noises. I think that's it's a compliment. Pickle P says it's still on. Awesome. More people should strive for efficient, fast grocery shopping. If people weren't waddling and wandering and dilly-dallying in the aisles, I could probably get my grocery shopping done quicker. Pip says the sick days at grandma's house, what with the shoppers and the matching sweaters. Yeah, oh man. And no one ever took a digger. Like they must not wax, or like they should have made it more of a challenge. They should have had somebody like mopping. They should have somebody mopping or like wet floor when they were running back with the big side of prime rib and they hit the wet floor. They went skidding, stuff like that. That would be really cool. Hanger Laundry says, I'm getting PTSD recalling shopping with my ex-husband. Is that why he's your ex-husband? Is because you guys couldn't shop together? Because if it's a matter of losing the love of my life or shopping in this manner, I will compromise. I will shop with Kori or let her do the shopping and just not do anything. Just walk around with her and push the cart.
Stand there, wait.
Jim says, dude, what part of the Daily Stoics is shop as fast as you can? Pip says, dodging the stock boy, grab the BOGO chips. Oh, Clark says there's a shopping TV show, but it's at a Costco and it's a shit show. Oh man. Doing a shopping like a supermarket sweep at Costco. I hated going to Costco. Oh my god, I hate it. They never had the shit in the same way. I appreciate the comment on the Daily Stoic, and June 1st is my redial date. With that, I had a whole new schedule set ready to roll, and Walter kind of threw a monkey wrench in that. So I'm regrouping. I'm getting caught up. I reached out to some people, made some arrangements to kind of delay some stuff. Really, just is focusing this week on getting caught up for everything that went sideways from that whole 5 days of disaster for me. And yeah, so going into the weekend, new routine starting over the weekend, and then right into next week with new routine. Nothing that'll affect the show, I don't think. I'll probably make the show better, but nothing as far as format or timing or anything like that. Rewilder Life says, see, I still like my curbside, no stupid people. The employees are moronic. Actually, I shouldn't say that. The employees at Kroger are fantastic. I have nothing bad to say about any employee that I've met at Kroger in Savannah, Tennessee. Kroger, if you're listening, if the Kroger gods are listening, everybody there is doing a smack up, bang up job, and I really don't mind grocery shopping there. You would think because I don't mind them, I would want to spend more time in their store, but no. Hanging Laundry says my friend was a picker at Walmart. She was literally rammed by people. That doesn't surprise me at all. And my obsession with getting in and out might have stemmed from the fact that for a long time I was shopping at Walmart. I don't know, but supermarket sweep, man. That is me for sure. Jim says, I totally see this video bit of the girl walking at normal pace and the guy flying around running. I don't run, but I'm 6'5". Like, I have long legs. And Kori refuses to push the cart, the buggy as they call them here. She isn't a fan of that, so I push the cart, and so if I'm going to push this damn thing around the store, it's not going to be for a long time. Clark says Canadian grocery stores are significantly less chaotic and demolition derby like. This Kroger isn't bad as far as the demo derby and chaos, but it does help that I go in the middle of the day. I'm usually there at like 1 in the afternoon. It's me and like 16 elderly retired folks like Jim. Jim says Kori refuses to push the cart. He thinks that's funny. Kori, do you refuse to push the cart? And what reason? Kori says she does confirm that she does not like to push the cart, and I said for what reason, and she said there's many, and we won't be getting into them today. So yeah, 17 minutes isn't that bad of a pet peeve or something. We have our special moments for sure. Anyway. Jim's got his fountain clip for the day. Oh God. Oh, is it when I compared the show to gay porn or when we were talking Oh man, yeah. So that's it'll be back to me grocery shopping by myself, and Kori will probably eventually get to the point where she doesn't take a day off that's grocery shopping day or laundry day. She'll move her PTO days around to avoid those days and just let me go and be happy in my little cocoon and do laundry and get groceries. Mike's Homestead says, here's a secret to get her to push the cart. I will guarantee you this will not work. I will guarantee you that I will be pushing the cart and I will probably be in pain, and yeah, it won't go good. Let her get in front of you and clip her Achilles as she walks. You will lose the job. Ask me how I know. I will be grocery shopping by myself for the rest of my life. And I will probably be in pain. Oh, she said, and cooking my own meals. Thanks, Mike. Glad your Jade's working. Pickle Pete wonders how Mike does dishes. He gets right in behind her and pokes her in the Achilles. Hey, Hunter, good morning over on Twitch. Power's back on. Storms? Was that from yesterday? Didn't you say it was pretty nasty weather yesterday? Was the power been out since yesterday? Oh my god, what would you do? Did you have a generator? Did you have a backup plan? Been a day? Holy crap, Hunter. How did you ever make it? Clark says, my wife needs taillights at the store, always suddenly stopping in front of the cart. That's her own fault. You should buy her you should buy some of those pool noodles and cut little sections and slice them, and when you get into the grocery store, stick them on the front of the cart. She'll be like, what the hell are you doing? You're like, oh, you know you like to shortstop me, so I don't want to hurt you, sweetheart. Oh, what else is on the list? I'm looking forward to grocery shopping on Friday. Kori's got to work. I love her. I love her so much. The fact that we can go and laugh about that the whole time we were going. She was so frustrated, but she kind of chuckled most of the way. Most of the way. Unless I was making her jog to catch up. Then she was pissed. Shed update. Shed property progress update. Rewilder Life says buyer chocolate. There's other things she likes better than chocolate. Property update. So kind of clued you guys in yesterday to our change of plans with the shed, and then change of plans. Weird change. Evaluate. K-Bog says just get her animal pictures. She'll be fine. Kori, sit in the car and look at these animal pictures. I'll be back in 18 minutes. I kind of let you guys know that we shifted gears and we were going to do the cinder block foundation on the shed. And then when Kori and I were out there, I took advantage of her being there and making our trail shorter and didn't get any blocks moved. Well, I got one block moved on Sunday. Was our Monday? Monday. Yeah, man, don't know what day it is. Yesterday I went out there and I had the goal of getting the blocks up the hill. Using the shorter trail definitely was a good choice, cutting in the shorter trail. Every time I walked up the hill and I looked up to the point where I was going to have to continue up the hill with the blocks, I smiled and took a right and went across the flat, and it was much easier. But about 4 hours it took to carry up the 39 bricks after the fact. Only broke one. Had the corner of one break off when it slipped out of my hand when I was putting them down, and it flipped down and hit a root. I think it was a quality control issue with the brick, not necessarily that it fell, because many more fell and they did not have any problems. It is what it is. 1 out of 40 isn't bad, especially seeing I transported them in the back of my truck and up and down the easement road. And yeah, so anyway, it took about 4 hours. not necessarily one at a time. Everybody Life was wondering if Kori needs a Zoo Life magazine subscription. No, she just needs Kyle to actually send her piglet pictures and farm animal pictures, and anyone else that has farm animals or cute puppies or things like that. That makes her happy. So keep my wife happy. She's on Telegram. Find her in my group, t.me/lots chat. You can post them there and tag her, and she'd be happy too. Anyway, didn't have to carry them necessarily one at a time. One was heavy. Two was significantly heavier, about double the weight. And so as I was thinking about it, so I test carried two from the base all the way to the top of the hill. It wasn't going to happen. Not 20 times. It both cardio and strength wise, I just wasn't there to do it all the way. I did realize though that I was pushing. I was under my limit of distance. Clark says double the weight. Damn, that's quick math, man. I was very good at math. I took quite a bit of math in high school and college, so watch out for this guy. So I decided I was going to carry two from where they were stacked at the base, but down by where we parked the truck. I was going to carry two at a time to the base of the steep hill, drop one, lighten my load by half, and then take one the rest of the way and stage the other ones at the bottom of the hill. I was going to do this in two sets. I was going to do the first half, which would be 20. I would have 10 up to the top of the hill, 10 staged at the bottom of the hill, and then I would make the short trip with one or two up the hill and then out to the site. And it worked well. Every once in a while I would get froggy and I would try to carry two up the hill, and then I would hate myself because I was exhausted, but it went well. It was about 4 hours with breaks. I took a nice half-hour break in the middle after the first 10, to make the second 10 probably went quicker overall. But yeah, 4 hours. It was definitely a sweat. It was 80, 86 and sunny. And at least it was low humidity, but definitely a good sweat in. Finished that up, and I was like, I'm going to go home. And I looked over at the plot, and Kori had worked so hard at getting the sod out for the whole time we were there the other day, and I decided to finish up as much as I could so that Friday, when I go out on Friday, I can focus solely on getting the remainder of the huge roots. That there's some pretty solid roots then in the way of some trees that were dropped. Get those out right off the bat, and then get it leveled, rake it out, get it leveled, get the bricks and the rug set on Friday. That's my goal for the day. And then Kori and I will start building it this weekend, hopefully, if the weather can hold off, and we can get out there and knock it out either over the 2 days if we have to split it, because we have dogs. And we don't trust our air conditioner. So if it gets hot, we have to skedaddle back here and get the camper open or turn the air on when we're here, because it likes to freeze up and it likes to turn off and it likes to not work consistently. So it's tough. It's going to get better though. Yes, last night I actually ordered a portable air conditioner that we'll use in the camper as more of a reliable and efficient source of cooling. But we will also be able to pack up and take that out and crash out at the property for the weekend and still keep the dogs relatively cool. Let's see over the comments. Jim says he hates math. That's why he went into accounting. And Pickle Pete says, so we know Jim's is good at creative writing, or is that the tax guys? And little non-tax tax advice. Jim says, if you don't file a Schedule C or F, you're wrong, or a Schedule E. But now I'm all about BTC and effing the Fed. That's a lot of letters. Are you sure? Are you sure you don't like math? Because that's starting to sound like algebra for sure. For sure. So yeah, it was a good day. I was excited about the progress I made, especially when I showed up and my main goal was getting those bricks to the top. That's what I needed to do to avoid being exhausted. Like I was willing to just to expend all the energy I had to get him up there so I could start again on Friday and work just at the top of the hill and not make the 60 trips up the hill. That was the goal, and that happened. I was able to get a jump start on Friday with getting the rest of that sod out, so that was nice. That was nice. I think it's going to turn out really nice. I think it's going to turn out really solid. There's a good mix of clay and topsoil in that little area that we cleared. And I think once I get it raked out and level and use some of the deadfall or just cut a log and roll it and really compact it, put that rug down, I think we're going to have a nice solid sealed floor. And as long as we grade away from it, I think we'll be good with water getting in there. And it'll just be a nice solid floor. So oh man. So that's exciting. That's scheduled to move along nicely. What else is on the list here? Oh yeah, and I planned this accordingly. So I carried all that stuff up. Rachel mentioned in the Telegram group yesterday when I was posting what I did, she's like, yeah, and we'll see if Brian can walk tomorrow. Well, it was going to be a non-issue because I needed to have a office day. One of the things I'm doing per week now is an office day where I get caught up on video editing, website work, just anything on the computer that gets pushed away when I get home and I'm super tired or don't want to look at the laptop or any of that shit. Pickle P said, are there many rocks in the soil? Not yet. I think the rocks I'm going to find in the soil are going to be enormous and they're not going to be fun to deal with, like bed rocks. So I decided I have to have an office day, a content day, at least one, but a solid day to work on that shit and knock out as much as I can. It's amazing when you focus on one thing for the day, you can get a lot done. Once you get rolling with it, it's just a matter of actually doing it. So I have a list. I planned my office day in between the very strenuous day yesterday. It gives me a day to recover today, and then tomorrow I'm back out working again. So that was set up on purpose. So that's today. I got a bunch of video editing to do. I have a bunch of, if the surrounding area will cooperate with car noise and other noise and wind and all of that, I'm guessing I need to record a bunch of videos, getting back in the swing and getting caught up. So there's that. So that's exciting. That'll be a fun day today. And being on the internet, I'm sure I'll come up with some fun things to chat about tomorrow. One of the things that I'm looking into, so I dropped a couple trees. I mentioned yesterday, the day before, that I am horrible arborist. I could tell you what a maple leaf looks like because I know what the Canadian flag looks like. I know what an oak leaf looks like, but get beyond that, maple trees, I can tell you in the fall by the colors. Not just the not just the leaf shape. Pine trees I can pick out, but can't tell you which is which. But I'm learning, and it's intentional now. It was always something that I wanted to do on our property in Minnesota. We knew an arborist. He was tough to get a hold of, tough to get to the property, and it just never happened. I'm starting to dig in and try to identify trees and learn the trees, especially since I'm going to be Pickle Pete talking about the office days. This says it lets you feel like you get an office day, so you use it furiously, and every other in the woods is perfect. Right. So I'm learning trees. I'm learning trees by taking pictures of the leaves and the bark and looking them up myself. I'm reaching out to people that I know locally and semi-locally that know them better than me. I mean, if you know anything, you know them better than me. So I'm learning. But I dropped those 2 trees when we were doing the shed project, and they're nice trees. They're, probably at the base 18 inches in diameter. Would you say, Kori, those trees we dropped are about 18-inch diameter? Kori didn't look at them that close. She just watched them fall on the ground. But I would say 18 inches diameter, and then it's they're probably, the minimum 30 foot to the tallest probably 80 foot. And I got about a dozen trees to drop. So I wanted to know what they were. I wanted to know if I can cut and stack them for firewood. I wanted to know if there was other things I could use them for. K-Bong says there must be a field guidebook of trees. There's a ton. But the trees are so similar. That's where I run into problems, is when I take a picture of a leaf and I have a picture of bark and leaf, and there's 5 trees with very similar leaf patterns, and add in the bark, and that puts another 3 varieties. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. So I wanted to know what I dropped. I want to be able to identify them on the property. I want to know what I can utilize them for after the fact. And so I reached out to my buddy Kerry Brown at Strong Roots Resources and sent him. I said, "Hey, bud, I got some pictures of trees, bark and leaf, multiple leaf and bark photos." And Hanging Laundry says plant ID is best when they bloom. It's tough when they're already on the ground. And so I sent him. He's like, "Yeah, send them over. I'll see what I can do." And so he gave me an idea what he thinks they are. I concur to a point. Like, one of them. So here's the thing: in my plant app, the stuff he said lined up with the ones I showed, but so did 3 other trees. I trust Kori. And Kori also said, "This is what I'm thinking. I will probably get a second opinion. I'll probably have somebody come out and show me. I know a couple arborists that would probably be happy to come out and at least tag examples of different trees. But it looks like I got some good hardwood for firewood, which is nice. One of them, and the other one was likely a black tupelo, which isn't necessarily the best firewood. It's a semi hardwood. It's got lower BTU. It's hard to split. It's just a pain in the ass. And so I started thinking about stuff that I could do with it. I was picturing the tree, and I was picturing things over the years that I've done with trees that I've dropped, other than cut it and split it for firewood. And one of the projects that worked out really nice for us is my brother-in-law and sister-in-law used property or trees on our property. I think we use birch for that stuff. Oh, it's oak, I think. They used some trees we knocked down on the property. They used some of the branches and cut discs off them and use them for their wedding reception centerpieces. They sliced them uniform thickness and sanded them down and sealed them with shellac or coating. And so I was like, well, shit. I started looking at what they could be used for, and this is about perfect. Especially as I get up the tree and the diameter drops. I might just stack up slices. And when I get around to having some time to sand them down and finish them, rent these things. That was something I actually looked into when they made theirs for their wedding. I looked into how much you can rent these things for and how long they last. Like if you charge them a deposit, they come back. Especially if you make the deposit enough that they bring them back. Also with the options of making customizable ones for like the wedding party or the bride and the groom. You could do some wood burning on them. You can leave some unfinished. You can have your stock ones that you rent out for all the tables or for the whole smash if they want. Otherwise, you can upcharge for making customizable ones for the bride and groom and wedding party or a variety of other things. So since the wood isn't necessarily good for much other than little projects and stuff, I might just slice the son of a bitch up and stack it somewhere for him to dry, and then work on them at another point. So utilizing everything. I don't necessarily just like randomly dropping trees, but we do have a dozen different varieties around the cabin site that I do have to get rid of. Like they'll fall right on the house, like split tall enough and big enough trees. They'll split the house right in half if we put the cabin up. And they definitely fall at the drop of a hat in the woods. So head on a swivel all the time. One of the other things I'm thinking about using the hardwoods for that I drop is trying to utilize some of the space in the nursery that is full shade. We got one huge tree in the nursery area that I'm making for the property that I can't drop. I mean, I could. I would need a bigger saw. It's huge. It is definitely huge, but it definitely provides more shade than you really want in a nursery. Especially on the one side of it, for sure. It blocks out the sun almost all day. So we have some full shade areas. And so I got thinking about these wood trees I'm dropping and what I could do with them. Some hands-off, low input, high output projects. And I think I'm going to just start doing mushroom logs. I think I'm going to do the stackable mushroom logs, maybe do some oysters, do some shiitakes, and utilize that shade, that full shade area of the property where it's going to be close to a water source. I'll be able to keep them moist while that first year they set in, and then just let them roll from there. So that's kind of the idea. Maybe we'll see. I know what size logs I need. So when I get there in the trees, I can just make sure to set those aside and keep them. Basically, it looks like you let them dry for 2 to 4 weeks to let the natural antifungals in the tree kind of subside, and then you inoculate them and let them sit for 6 months to a year until the conditions are ideal and they start popping up fruit. So another revenue stream for the nursery there at Delinquent's Gully. So that's exciting, and reusing and making the most out of the trees that I have to drop so that I can live in the woods. See if there's anything else on my list. I think I nailed the whole list in. Yep, all caught up. All caught up right there in an hour. Look at that. Good morning, John Palmer. Thanks for stopping in. Better late than never. You got 2 minutes to spare. I appreciate you swinging in every day. Jim says mushrooms are on his list. Yeah, we talked about that a little bit. He says he's been over analyzing and collating. Yeah, I'm not going to over analyze. I'm going to cut the logs and buy some plugs and let them rip and see what happens. That is the MO of everything in the nursery production operation at Delinquent Scully. Is it can just sit. It doesn't need to be babysat. It will to begin. As it gets built in, as the layers need to be established, as we need to fight the things that are filling in the spaces that we haven't occupied yet, because nature will occupy them. Nature will occupy them for sure. But as we design it and as we fill it in, all of these pieces are going to make it a system that is low maintenance, that we can walk in and we can harvest root cuttings to sell or propagate on the property, to use as borders, to use as medicinals, to use as leaf matter, to use whatever we want, whether that's comfrey, elderberries, other varieties, the yarrow. We're going to put in all sorts of wild medicinals and perennials. Just fill the thing. It's going to be, it's a cool project. I'm excited that I'm working on it with Kori. Kori is excited to work on some native wild species designs. We're gonna have an experimental property there. It's probably gonna be, I need to get it all cleared and measured out, but I'm guessing it's going to be a half to 3/4 of an acre or more, with a huge diversity of soil conditions. There's a little creek running through it. There is full shade, partial shade, full sun, slopes and wet bottom areas, washout areas that flood during a heavy rain, that we could do some really aquatic loving plants. And once it's filled in, it should just live by itself, to where in 5 years or 10 years, we could walk away. We could just walk away for 6 months and come back, and it's a living system that takes care of itself. That's the end goal. Will it happen? Will it be something that we can accomplish? I don't know. I already feel like we're getting there. We're doing companion. When we put products in the ground, we're thinking about the things we can put around it. Things that will support it, things that will grow along well with it. So we're doing it right from the beginning. I'm excited to get it cleared out, get a blank map to Kori, and kind of shoot back and forth of what we should do, where we should do it, and how it should lay out. Jim says microclimate wonder world. Basically it is. Yeah, it'll be pretty cool, I think. I hope. And that's all it is. I can do the best I can with what I have and my knowledge and the knowledge I can accumulate on my own and through others, and with the help of people that know more than me. That's all we can ask, right? And just as a little bit of an aside, I'm so excited for the nursery project, and coincidentally, our cabin site sits like up on the hill over the nursery site. So I don't think we'll necessarily maybe in the winter, not this time of year. We can't see down to it from the cabin site. Maybe once we're up in the air in the cabin or on the deck, depending on how high it sits, we might be able to catch a little bit of it. But in the winter, as everything dies down, I think we'll be able to look off the porch down the hill, and that's where the nursery is going to be, at the bottom of the hill. So that'll be cool. It'll be cool for sure. Anyway, Pickle Pete's standing in the wings, old Sensei Scrambling over there on the Food Forest Farms YouTube channel, waiting for Good Morning Seattle, the West Coast version, getting rolling over there. I got nothing, guys. I got nothing for the rest of the show. We'll definitely come back and do it again tomorrow. Find some fun stuff to talk about. Other than that, I appreciate you listening. If you enjoyed the show, it's always free to hit that like, pound the like, hit the share, hit the subscribe. Hopefully you're all subscribed already. To return value for value, please consider joining one of the YouTube membership tiers or listening on any value for value platform like Podverse or Fountain.fm. You can also find Sensei Scrambling's free album on Wave Lake podcast, any podcast 2.0 platform that supports music like Fountain. If you search Sensei Scrambling on Fountain, his album will come up. You can listen to it if you enjoy it, if you understand it, if you vibe with it, you can zap it. You can shoot value for value there. So now you can do that with music artists as well as podcasters. Podverse, Fountain.fm, Wave Lake, they're all great. You can also visit thelotsproject.com and comfreeroots.com. Comfreeroots.com, where we have that BOGO deal, the buy one and get one for a friend. Thanks for all of you that are listening that have partaken. If you go to comfreeroots.com and enter coupon code SHARE the love at the end when you're at checkout, it won't do anything. It won't take any price off. It won't change the price or anything. It'll just say coupon code added, and that signals to me to send you an extra package. So get over there, comfreeroots.com or thelotsproject.com to find out all sorts of stuff about me. It's Wednesday, guys. It's hump day. It's a short week. So is it really hump day, or is it just sort of halfway, kind of 2 days on, 2 days off bullshit? Anyway, get through that Wednesday, get over the hump, and we will catch up with you again tomorrow.